Okay, so here I am with the Muramasa video I was talking about from Tsiah, and I've already looked at the Otaku Daikun, and I'll just go back to him if he has some of the other Emiyas. I haven't really looked yet exactly, but yeah, because I just got a whole bunch of requests and then other stuff in real life going on. So yeah, I just had to deal with some of that, but yeah, I'll get to looking that up, and yeah, just get to reacting to those as well. But yeah, I'm gonna get a little bit into these Emiyas here, and then probably like move on to some other characters or major, not major lore videos, but different type of lore videos of Fate, and then yeah, maybe get back into the Magecraft a little bit. Yeah, 'cause I know I haven't done that, so yeah, do some Magecraft, continue that, and yeah, we'll just move on from there. So yeah, hope you guys will enjoy this. Make sure you like, subscribe, and yeah, honestly, let's just get this reaction started.
And here we have yet another reason why the Gramp servants continue to be one of the best of their kind. What is up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about one of the greatest swordsmiths.
Yes, sir, the legendary blacksmith.
Muramasa. Now, during his past, swordsmiths were viewed as a quintessential element to their time. Many people have had debates over Muramasa's origin, but it's often claimed that he rose out of the Ise province sometime around the 15th century. This was also the Sengoku period, which was a time where Japan was in constant civil war over various lands. During this time, he was mentored by the greatest swordsmith from Japan, Masamune, and continued his development all the way up until he opened his own swordsmith school, which spanned over 3 generations. The greater portion of his work, however, revolves mainly around the idea that his blades were cursed. See,
oh yeah,
Sengo
that
was a hard-working man, but it's also stated that this man was a little demented in the brain. So people began to think, by extension, the swords themselves that he created would compel the user into bloodlust and chaos. More than just making the weapons, it was more as if he was forging a piece of his own identity into his blades. They carried a very unique design for his time and were pristine when it came to quality. The curse aspect about his blades arises directly from the Tokugawa clan. Now, at first, they didn't have a problem with Muramasa's blades. They respected them just like everybody else. But soon enough, this outlook began to change, and many of their own deaths were from subordinates that ended up being Muramasa sword wielders. So many subordinates, in fact, that the Tokugawa leaders could only surmise that the sword itself must have been a curse against their clan.
Yeah, that just looks
Tokugawa
bad.
Ieyasu, for example, the first shogun of his time, had his own grandfather killed by a vassal that was wielding a Muramasa. After that, the Tokugawa continued to fall to his blades, to the point where Ieyasu had
just
his
ban
own
that.
clan banned from using
It
the
just
blades
looks
at
bad.
all.
Like,
I don't want to hear nothing about them.
yeah,
I don't want to see those blades. I don't want
just
to hear
nothing.
those blades, and I don't want to have my life taken because of them. Get these out of my way. Despite Ieyasu having 2 of Muramasa's swords himself. Go figure. Naturally, in the harsh times where the Tokugawa reigned supreme, the Muramasa swords were seen as a symbol of power for the people that wanted to rise against them. And this same idea has now been translated into Grand Order. During the Shimosa chapter, Muramasa was summoned by the counterforce to put a halt to Amakusa's scheme. Upon his arrival, he managed to
Yeah, I
save
know about
2
all
children
this.
from shadow monsters in the chapter and took refuge in a building near town. When Hazoin Inshun tried to show up and kicked the door down at Muramasa's place, Muramasa blew off the top half of Inshun's body with one single swing of one of his blades alone. Now, as an actual sword maker, Muramasa doesn't have the proper background to be summoned as a heroic spirit. So instead, he was summoned as a pseudo-servant in the body of Stay Night's protagonist, Shiro Emiya, since Muramasa claimed that he was the most compatible vessel and he's more than likely one of his own descendants. To add on to this claim, Shiro shares a very similar timeline to Muramasa, both of them having an affinity for swords and an unyielding resilience to achieve their ultimate goals. Early on, we get to see Musashi come across one of Sengo's latest weapons, the Myojin Giri Muramasa, which he claimed to be a dud, since it was a weapon that reached the realm of the demons. Despite Muramasa claiming this to be a failure, the weapon itself can cut through causality, and Musashi was able to compete with Inshun's Curse of Annihilation, which had previously made him immortal. She finished the job by ending his life. The story progresses, and Amakusa reveals himself to be behind these machinations, claiming that he wanted to overwrite the timelines due to what
look at those eyes.
When he tried to rebel against the Tokugawa, which ended in him and his 30,000 followers.
Yeah, I remember all that.
Amakusa then proceeds to summon Onriedo Castle on top of the timeline in order to bring him closer to his goal. And during the time, Muramasa presents us with his final blade, the Sumukari Muramasa. Even though Muramasa insisted that he was just some regular guy,
you like keep on saying that, but you're doing crazy stuff right now. Like,
it's on par with the guys. And
no, you're making some heat. Like, look at this. Come on now.
Shiro's personality seep into his monologue when he explains. He resents the ideas behind Amakusa's wickedness and refuses to let the same children that he just saved live on in this distorted world. And in a very similar fashion to Shiro, he claims that he's forged over 1,000 blades to create this one single weapon. A blade that emerged from the legendary serpent Orochi in the Age of Gods, and a blade that can cut through much more than just the physical realm. A sword that can cut through bonds, karma, causality, and even destiny, but most importantly, a sword that can cut through the concept of fate itself. Using this same blade, Muramasa was able to cut through Amakusa's entire reality marble, which he had claimed moments before to have zero escape. He further goes on to tell Amakusa about the origins of his mistake. In the story, Amakusa's reality marble was based over Edo Castle. In the real world, Edo Castle at that time was a location that operated under Tokugawa domain. It's actually the same place that Ieyasu started the Tokugawa shogunate. And since the Muramasa blade was fated to bring the downfall of all the Tokugawa, it was Amakusa's reality marble itself that brought about his own destruction.
So destined to do that no matter what.
Muramasa's blade also comes at a high price. Due to him not being a god, the cost of him using this blade was to forfeit his own life. Truly a mirror to our Fate Stay Night protagonist to the very end. Let me know what you guys think. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Follow me on Twitter for more updates.
Yeah, that should be pretty much it. Okay, so y'all like that, and yeah, actually a little bit more summarized, you could say, from Otaku. Like, yeah, I feel like Otaku just gets a little bit more into it, and Tsiah just, I guess you could say, kind of summarizes it up a little bit more, because really, Well, usually I'm looking at about a good 10-minute videos or so, not exactly 20-minute or 30. But I would say pretty much most of the like more important ones, maybe if it's even lore or something, yeah, they're about good 15 minutes or less, you know. And that's good if you could just summarize it up like that. And I like how he explains it in general with some of the visualization. And Otaku, he's just the sort of guy, I guess you could say, yeah, like I don't know like the recent, yeah, the more recent, but kind of just sit there and listen, you know, really no talking or, you know, really having any distractions nearby. Like, no, just literally sit there and listen. You know, it's not exactly too much visualization like this right here, I guess you could say, but I mean, yeah, he'll have some, but yeah, I don't know, yeah, it's just different things, right? So yeah, that's why I like how I have both of them, because yeah, one gets a little bit more into it and another right here just has the editing, more visualization, so it can be like, oh, okay, I remember Otaku talking about that, and now I can sort of see, okay, this is like a like sort of location that I can visualize and see like where things took place at. But yeah, most of this, yeah, already basically, yeah, just knew about. Yeah, that's yeah, and him, yeah, he can't just be saying his swords are duds or yeah, they're just not worthy or not, like, no, like 1,000 swords, like, come on now. And yeah, of course that's why he's kind of compatible with the main Shido, because of yeah, unlimited blade works and then him making all these swords and stuff. Yeah, it just makes sense. Yeah, utilizes all the like unlimited blades that's already in that reality marble, and then yeah, just utilize his own that he personally made himself. And yeah, there you go. But yeah, after making all these swords and you over here able to cut through fate and what did he say, cut through yeah, into the realm of demons, like that is a normal sword cannot do that. So no, you're making something, like obviously yeah, you don't want demons coming out or something, or you know, cutting through a whole dimension to where all these, you know, bad things just come out from. But yeah, still, I mean, you're able to do all that. But yeah, that is pretty much about it. So yeah, I think I have Emiya Alter from Tsiah, and like I said, I'll look at Otaku for any other like Emiya videos that he has, and yeah, we're just going from there. But other than that, I pretty much don't have anything else to say. I hope you guys did enjoy this. Make sure you have a like, subscribe again, and yeah, I'll just see you guys in the next one.